Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do an unboxing and initial thoughts of the Zopo Speed 8. This is going to be a two-part video. Part 1 will be here for the unboxing and initial thoughts. Part 2 will be the review and a giveaway on XDA. I want to say thanks to Zopo for allowing us to have this device for review. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out this device. Here we have the actual box itself. There's a nice outline of the device itself in blue. There's really no other indication on the box as far as what's in it, other than it says here Speed 8. I'm sure you guys could see that. Let's go ahead and open it up. I've done a little bit of looking at the box itself, I'm not going to lie. Not much else in the actual package itself. The device itself is encased in static-free bag. Here it is. Let's put this on the table. So we are looking basically at a 5.5-inch display. It's 1080p as far as the resolution on the screen, 60 million colors, of course, 1920 by 1080p, 440 or about 400 actually PPI. As far as looking around, let's start off from the beginning. We have the front-facing camera, and what you see here is really what you think it is. It's a front-facing flash on the actual unit. We have the earpiece in here, and then we have the bottom-mounted speaker. They look like they're in two configurations of stereo, and we'll get a chance to check that out. On the left side, all we have is the dual nano SIM tray. There is no SD card expansion on this. I think this is the 32 gig model, if I'm not mistaken. On the right side, we have the power volume rocker. Very nice, very clicky. On the top, we have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, and on the bottom, we have the USB Type-C with the microphone. Going to the back, we're going to be looking real quick at the actual specs. I forgot to mention to you guys that the front-facing camera is an 8 megapixel front-facing camera, and it's aperture f2.0. So basically, it's really good, and it does have an LED flash for you here. As far as the rear-facing camera, we are looking at a 21 megapixel camera. Now, this is a Sony IMX230 chip. The aperture on this is f2.2, a little bit less, but you are able to shoot 2K video recording. And of course, there's going to be updates down the road where you'll be able to get better functionalities out of it. We have a two-tone LED flash, a microphone in the back, and of course the fingerprint sensor on the back. Other than that, the unit itself is pretty good. Looks like there's a pre-built screen protector that's on, and it's basically one of those, I want to say glass protector. So it's very nice to see that it's coming directly with the unit itself. We don't have to worry about it. I'm going to power it on. And as it's powered on, let's go ahead and get it. Yep, it's turned Zopo, powered by Android. Let's see what comes in the box. I guess this was a bad spot to put it in. We'll put it in here. We have, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this is an international model. What I mean by saying this is it's not really meant to be in the US market. It will work in the US. That's one of the things you guys want to be aware of. So, the Zopo color, it's turning on. We here have the actual quick charging brick, I guess, but it is intended for, I guess, Europe and Hong Kong. So I won't be able to use this, but I do have quite a bit of actual units that I can use. So I'll put this back in the box. Hopefully, well, somebody can use this. And then, of course, here we have is the USB 3.0 cable. And what it essentially is a USB Type-A to USB Type-C. So we'll be able to use this to charge the device, sync it to the computer. Very nice to see that we have those included. And we'll put that back here. And let's see here, is there anything? It looks more like a, well, that looks like, let's go ahead and turn it off. Other than that, let's look at the packaging here real quick. We have, of course, a SIM removal tool, and then we have the quick starting guide, warranty and warranty information card, of course, and of course the declaration of conformity for Zopo. So information packets, if you guys want to read them when you get the packet, when you get the device, definitely check it out. So we're zooming in into the UI itself. As I started in saying, basically this is a 5.5-inch display. The CPU that we're running on this device is a it's a MediaTek Helio X20. It's the MT6797 model. If you're concerned about the actual model number, it's a deca-core processor. It means we have 10 cores running on the system, and they're 64-bit processing. We have 4 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of internal storage. Unfortunately, not expandable at this point. There are options that I can provide you guys, if you've seen one of my other videos, the ability to use a USB Type-C expansion slot. That's something we can use later on. The GPU on this is a Mali 7, so basically it's a Mali T880, an MP4 700 megahertz. The launcher that we're looking here is the Google launcher. And the reason I say this is it functions and it works exactly as the Google launcher would. One thing I want to make sure that you guys are aware of, this is almost as stock as you can get of an implementation. And I say this because this is how it looks. It looks almost like I'm running a Nexus. I'm running a device that doesn't have any customizations. But once you start looking at things, you'll notice we have the NFC tag in here. And that's something unique. If you noticed, I mentioned that this is a MediaTek processor. MediaTek processors in the past normally don't have NFC. That's something you want to be aware of. Now we do have Hotnot, which essentially is MediaTek's version of NFC file share or Android Beam. But the good thing here is we do have NFC, which means this device will support Android Pay. We have the ability, of course, to change audio profiles. We have different audio profiles here, file sharing, data connection, of course, airplane mode, all the different toggles that we have. And as far as basically just customizing them, we can press and hold. Nope, that doesn't allow us to customize, but it is a very nice list. Going into settings, we're greeted with almost the standard sets. We have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. Hotnot is, again, the MediaTek file sharing system. SIM card management. This is a dual nano SIM supporting device, so you have the ability of using the SIM card removal to add 2 SIM cards. I'm only using 1 right now as this is part of my test. Now, it is an international model, which means for the US, we're probably only going to get HSPA+, which is roughly a high speed of 3G. More than enough for me to be able to test the daily use of this device. Unfortunately, it may not be a true representation of high usage of LTE on this, as this is compatible with some of those bands outside of the US. But again, with the US, it works very nice, and anywhere in the world, it should give you a good experience. We have Speed Boost Downloader, which enables us to use Wi-Fi and radio signal to be able to download, which is very good. Data usage, and then more, of course, we have the ability to do NFC, VPN, tethering, cell network, and airplane mode. Nothing big there. We're going into the display. We have sound notification, apps, storage, battery, and memory. Under the display section, we have daydream, sleep, brightness level. The mirror vision is something that they're using here to be able to provide us a better accuracy on the display itself. Clear vision tries to take away some of the stuttering from when text is moving very fast and slows it down for us to use. And if we turn it off, this is how text looks like. And when you turn it on, it reduces it. So they've implemented some things here to give us a better experience using the device. We'll go back. Oh, actually, last thing I want to double check here. When the device is rotated, of course, and you have casting, as we have the ability to cast from this device, this is built into Android 6.0. Forgot to get a chance to give you guys right away. So we are running Zopo 8. This is the model number ZP955, Android 6.0. And let's go ahead and keep touching that. Here's Android Marshmallow, and let's hold it. And of course, the game is here. I'm not going to show you how bad I am at this game, but it is here. Then we'll go back, go up. And when we get into this, the sound and notification, that's no different here. You have the different profiles. You can configure them. Do not disturb access, and of course, sound enhancements. Actually, let's go back here real quick. So under the enhancement here, we have best audio. I'm not sure how to spell this. It's audio enhancer for earphones. So basically gives us a better experience with headphones. Best sound. And then there's movie mode and audio mode, and you can turn it on here, and then you have the ability of adding better speakers. So if you're listening more to music on it, you can turn it on. And of course, you have the ability of turning on the headphone enhancement and volume booster, which gives us the ability to get a louder volume levels from the actual device. By default, it's turned on. I didn't turn this one on. I did turn on the best sound on the other side. We'll go back here. And going out of sound apps is no different. Storage, again, we are running the 32 gig model. I've only installed a couple of applications, and I still have, I have used 2.8 out of 2543. So there's a 32 gig model, and we've used 2.8. So plus this, so I think you get about almost 29 gigs of the 32 available. Very light, very nice. And of course, you have the ability of accessing it. Battery, memory, of course, as I said, this is a 4 gig running system. We have 1.5 gigs used, and the rest is empty. So a lot of space to be able to run a lot of applications on this device. And you notice, of course, that the soft keys are on the bottom here. Memory users, of course, for account, tap and pay, as this supports NFC. We will be able to use tap and pay and Google Play. And then gesture sensing. This is functionalities to use if you want to be able to turn on the display when the display is off. So basically, if you want to move the photos to the gallery, you can just, the gesture itself is actually more of a hand gesture to kind of swipe. So if you're in this gallery or the camera or the music player and you want to be able to move certain things to a certain thing, you don't have to basically go in and touch it. You just do this and it'll move it to a folder, FM radio, turning it on. And it does also have an FM radio. That's very nice. Smart Wake. These are off-screen, screen off gestures. You have the ability, obviously double tap to wake up, draw to unlock. You have the ability of turning on draw a C for draw an E to go into Chrome, or a W to go to File Manager, M for making awaken with music, and then draw O for to wake up the phone. Overall, very nice little functionalities. We'll test those out. Location, security, and of course security is where you get the fingerprint sensing option. I've already registered 2 fingerprints, mostly because I want to be able to use it very easily, and I'll show you guys real quick. Here it is, it's off. Device wakes up. Very quick, very nice. I may be able to do a speed test on this later on just to see how it functions. Last but not least, security account, Google account, of course, setting, language and setup. Data, scheduled on and off is something interesting. Some of the devices that I get out of China, a lot of times will have this as an option to be able to turn off the device and keep it in a very low state of power usage, and then bring it back up. Very nice if you use it. If you don't, it's something that it's there. Accessibility, of course, printing. Under developers options, I'll go through real quick. I just turn it on for us to look. We have USB debugging, OEM unlocking, of course, if you want to unlock the device. The bootloader is locked at this point. Longer buffer, nothing major. We'll go back here. The setup on this was pretty quick. I didn't have a problem setting it up. Transferring my data over to this won't be an issue, as we have NFC. We'll be able to do tap and transfer. One thing I was concerned about when I first started looking at the device is that it looked like it had dual speakers, dual front-facing speakers. So, and then let's say we go into YouTube. I'm going to open up one of my videos. We'll go here, and let's go ahead and open up this one. You'll notice, give it a second. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at a couple of cases for the HTC Tab. It's been available for about a week now, and as I'm holding the device, I can definitely hear that the audio is only coming in from the right side. There's no audio coming in from the left. So it is a dual front-facing configuration, which makes it look to that effect, but it really is a single front-facing speaker at the bottom. So the audio comes from the bottom. It does sound clear. I'll have a chance to test it out with Bluetooth, headphone jack, the other audio enhancements. Very, very nice. The other thing I want to make sure that you guys are aware of course, it has a 21 megapixel back-facing camera. Now, that's something that I haven't seen on any device yet, so we're looking at it here, and let's go ahead and switch over. You guys could see right there. It's very, very nice in the setup as far as what you can. Not a lot of options from what I saw. There's a few filters here that we're able to see. Just give us the ability of looking at different things that we can do with the camera. Video and capture, of course. We have settings. It looks promising. It looks like it has a lot of power under the hood. From as far as benchmarks, I did get a chance to run a few benchmarks on here, so I'll get a chance to show you guys what I got last time. And I got 92,000.9, and then when you go into the ranking, it didn't rank that far down. Now, for roughly about $300 where it's going to be available, it ranked rightfully around most of the 820s. So if you notice, a lot of the top ones over here, like the Samsung S7, the Xiaomi 5, the LE Comax 2, the LG G5, all of these guys are running the Snapdragon 820. Very powerful processors. I'm not saying they're not, but for $300, it ranks not that far from the top. So that's what you really want to take from this. This device is promising to give you a lot of power, a lot of power under the hood, 4 gigs of RAM, LTE support depending on the market, 21 megapixel back-facing camera, 1080p front-face, 1080p display at 5.5 inches. A lot of things that you can get for about $300. Using the device for about a couple of days now. I got it on Friday afternoon. This device really feels pretty good. As far as the feel, the hold, it's really nice. It's not slippery, which is one thing I was concerned about because of the back, but it does give you a nice little grip. You can hold it. The screen on it is pretty good. It stands out outside pretty good. I'm able to actually see it. I was able to use it a couple of times. One of the things I want to make sure you guys are aware of, again, this is running a 1080p display, so the power consumption shouldn't be as bad. With a 3600 milliamp battery, I'm really hoping for a really nice longevity as far as the battery here. Of course, the other thing I want to make sure that you guys are aware of, you're getting a lot for what you're going to get with this as far as the payment for it. Because it's basically about $300. And so for $300, you're going to be getting something that stacks up pretty high compared to some of the other competitors on the market. So a lot of features, a lot of cool things. I'll have a good chance to be able to check this out. There is an auto update functionality within the About device. I didn't get a chance to show you that, but you do have the ability of getting over-the-air updates directly from Zopo. I want to say thank you to Zopo for allowing me to review this device. This, again, is just the initial unboxing and check out just the device, how it feels like right out of the box. But let me know in the comments below, what are some of the things you'd like me to focus for the review? Of course, the main things, the camera, the speaker, the functionalities, the battery life, all of that, all of those things will be covered. But if there are specific things that you'd like to see, comparisons maybe, let me know. This is TK. Like and subscribe as usual. Thank you very much for the support. I will see you guys in the next one. This is the LG G5. It's here. I finally have it from T-Mobile. I did a pre-order and front-facing camera, fingerprint sensor is on the bottom, and again, this isn't a button, it's